Hi, everyone. I hope you are doing well today. My name is Ambi, and today I'm going to be talking about how I got so deeply into the New Age and witchcraft and how I see it for what it is now. And actually, the whole synopsis of this story is very disturbing. When you look at the story from an overall perspective, you realize that there was an agenda, and boy, oh boy, did I fall right into the trap. I fell right into the whole scheme. I was deceived. And I really, really, really want to record this for people that might also be questioning. I want to record this for people that maybe aren't as strong in their faith, because boy, oh boy, did I get thrown for a loop. Okay, so let's go back a couple of years, and let's just say I was going through a really difficult time in my job. Okay, and I basically ended up quitting. There was drama between a coworker and my boss, and I was a manager, and I kind of got involved and said some things I probably shouldn't have said to my coworker, and there was a huge blowout, and I just decided, you know what? Things were already really bad. I said, you know what? I'm done. And I remember that day feeling so lost, feeling so confused, because I was struggling with school. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was in and out of different jobs because I really wasn't super passionate about any of it. I was struggling with dependence on alcohol. I mean, I was in a rehabilitation thing, and I went away, and then did an outpatient, and just so many things in my life were just throwing me for a loop. And I finally found a job that I actually enjoyed. I loved being a manager, and then everything just kind of got thrown for a loop, and I was like, what the F? And basically my boss made me feel like a horrible person, and that I would never be capable of doing management, and that really gutted me, because that's all I wanted to do for the longest time. And I finally had the opportunity, and I felt like I freaking blew it. And then I felt like maybe I'm not good at this. Maybe I'm not meant to do this. And it just really discouraged me. And I just remember that day just being like, I just went out. I wanted to zone out, and I didn't want to drink. So I thought, you know what? Let me go get some cones. I had smoked THC in the past, but it really wasn't for me. But I thought, you know what? I haven't smoked in a couple of months. Let me just try again and see what's up, and maybe I'll be better and I'll have a better experience. And this is where I opened the door. Okay, I opened the door. So I remember looking for these cones, right? And I went to this one shop, and they didn't have it. And I was like, what the heck? Like, where else am I supposed to go? This is the only place I've ever gotten them before. And I went on my phone, and I looked for a place, and it was literally like 20 minutes away. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go. So I get there, and, still to this day, the people at that shop were really nice to me. And I think that they are also incredibly deceived and in the foggy illusion that I was in. So I really can't blame them for anything. But knowing what I know now, it's baffling. It's baffling. So I went to the store, I get in there, and I'm looking for the cones, and I get my cones, and then I'm going up to the register, and I see these products, and I'm asking them what it is, and they're telling me what it is, and I'm thinking, let me get some of this. Let me get some of this. Let me get some of this. I ended up spending over $100 at this store of different products so that I can zone out. I'm not going to elaborate. I'm not going to say exactly what I took. But if you've ever been to one of those places, you know what's up in there. And it's very easy to get your hands on. And the effect is, just like blowing off through a spaceship. That's literally how it feels. So cheap, good, whatever. I had no idea as to what I was taking. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't care. I just wanted to take this stuff and zone out for the night, okay? So I just remember it being Mother's Day, and we do our family thing, and then later that night, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. So I remember specifically this one man at the store who owned the store, I think, said to me, that's probably the strongest stuff we have here. If you're going to buy it and going to take it, I recommend that you only take one. Do not take more. I mean, this man looked me dead in the eye. This grown man looked me dead in the eye and said, do not take more than one, and allow up to an hour if you are willing and are going to take anything more. Wait an hour. And I was like, okay. I was like, yo, okay. So I get home, I'm taking this stuff, right? I took this cookie, and I wait like 45 minutes to an hour. I'm not feeling anything. So I take a half of a cookie as well, in addition. And I think I take some of the tincture, which had stuff in it. And then I might have even hit my pen a couple of times. I don't know. That's not the main gist of the story. The main gist of the story is what freaking happened to me that night. It is something I will take with me to my grave. It is something I will never fully be able to explain or grasp unless you yourself have gone through similar experiences. I love watching people on YouTube talk about their experiences with this stuff because it is so diverse and I can relate. There is nothing like being able to relate with something so personal. It's like trauma bonding, okay? Is this stuff good? Was my experience that happened to me good? No. Do I recommend it? No. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to make sure you don't take this stuff. But I did. Let me tell you, I am minding my own business. I went on YouTube and I'm like, oh, I saw like these like trippy psychedelic videos online, and I remember watching them sober. And I was like, what the heck is the point of this crap? And I was like, let me try watching this again while this stuff is, coming on and whatever. And I could feel it coming on. And I'm watching these videos, right? And then all of a sudden, it was like a freaking light switch turned on. And I felt everything. Everything I took finally hit me in my system. And it was like, bam. And I was like, whoa. And I was watching these videos, right? And I start seeing horrible imagery. I mean, like hell, like fire, like demonic faces, smiling beings, sexual symbolism. Like you could tell there's something sexual going on or some type of pervertedness. And I'm like, I watched this video before and I saw absolutely none of this. What is going on? So I'm starting to freak out, right? And I'm thinking, okay. Calm down. Let's try to make it to our bed. And I was like, I'll try watching it on my phone and see. Because at this point, I can't even sit up straight in my computer chair. I'm like, I felt like I was sinking through my computer chair. It was so uncomfortable. I couldn't sit up. I felt weird, okay? And so I get in my bed and I'm thinking I can just lay down and things will be better. So I tried to put my earbuds in. I have my phone. I'm laying on my bed. And at this point, I'm starting to feel like I am being sucked out of my body by like a suction or a magnet or something, but also feeling like I'm being smushed into my bed. I feel like my heart is going to pound out of my chest. I mean, I'm not doing so hot. And it just progressively got worse and worse. And gosh, guys, I mean, this stuff is just, it's insane. And so I finally find this video on my phone, right? And It had to do with a substance called DMT. I'm sure you're all familiar. And it was a video that someone actually put together and made. And they ended up adding the voice of Terence McKenna, who was a very, very popular spokesperson for the psychedelics and all that they had to offer. And I had no idea who this man was. I had no idea the trajectory that this experience would have on my life, how it would change my life literally overnight, how everything happened that night for a reason. Everything was freaking aligned. Guys, this stuff is no joke. So I'm laying there and I'm watching this video and I hear this man's voice come on. And if you know Terence McKenna, you know he kind of has a weird like voice. It's a little weird. And I think they added some like vocal stuff to it too. So it sounded a little creepier than normal. Obviously Terence McKenna has passed, but these recordings of him are from a long, long time ago. I think maybe in the 70s. So, you know, this stuff is kind of old. So it just adds to the creepiness of it. But let me tell you, I'm watching this video, right? And basically Terence McKenna is describing what happens when you first take DMT. And the visuals are kind of going along with what he's saying, and he's explaining what to expect and what it feels like and the entities that you're going to come across and all this stuff. And let me tell you, as Terence is speaking, I start to realize that it was like I didn't understand what he was saying at all. Terence was a very intellectual person, used a lot of very fancy vocabulary. And I realized at first, I'm like, what is he saying? Like, I literally thought this man was speaking in a different language. And then as the video went on and on, I started to feel everything that he was saying and describing in this video. And it started to freak me out. It was like I went inside my own mind. And I felt as if I was receiving extra information off of the words that he was saying. It was like he would explain something and say one thing, but what I heard had an addition of information to it. It was like opening a present. It's like Blue's Clues. Open the present and see what's inside. It's like a present, but that has a present, and then that present has another present inside of it, and then it just, leads you down this rabbit hole of information. And it was like, at the same time, I didn't understand what he was saying, but it was like I did understand what he was saying. And somehow the video started morphing and the audio started morphing, and I realized that everything that was being said in this video was speaking to me directly. And there was an urgency behind the voice. It was like there was somebody speaking to me and they were using Terence McKenna's voice. They were telling me that there was an urgency, that they needed to be able to communicate with us, that they were trying to make a particular type of language that, this is hard to explain, and this is where I recorded this before, but I was explaining it and going on about things that really is hard to explain unless you've experienced it. But I was being told that they were trying to create some bridge to us through language and communication, and that they were running out of time. That they needed me to do this stuff now. That they wanted other people to experience what I had experienced now. That this is the whole scheme behind this psychedelic stuff. Is there for there to be easier access to communicate with these beings. And my heart is starting to race. I'm starting to freak out. I'm thinking, what in the world is going on? It was like, oh my God, like this person that made this video got the same message that I received and is doing this video in order for other people to have the same experience that I'm doing. And it was like, they were recruiting me. They're saying, you can do this too. we actually really need you to do this. We're running out of time. I know this is crazy, like, but like everything's running out of time, and we really need this to happen now. So, we'll help you along, and you need to keep doing this and this and this so that we can connect with you and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, what is going on? All of a sudden, there's a period of silence, but there's like music and like binaural beats or frequencies, and this video is just very, very strange. I don't think I'm going to link it in the description. I actually tried finding it recently, and it just gave me the heebie-bajeebies. There's something not right about this stuff, and I will explain later in the video as to what it is, but no, it's not good, okay? So anyway, there's this strange audio going on, and I am absolutely